When I refused to sell, my neighbor paid local teens to spray "Home of a Pedo" on my garage and posted my face in a fake crime flyer. My son was bullied at school, and I lost my job from anonymous tips, but when I found the Venmo receipts, that's when I knew exactly how I'd start. I pull up to my driveway in cold rain, late afternoon in Muncie, Indiana, and see it. Big, bright letters spray painted across my garage door, "Home of a Pedo." My heart stutters. My palms sweat. My 9-year-old son, Tyler, is standing by the curb, rain dripping off his backpack, staring at it too. I run toward the house, calling his name. He flinches. I pull him in, shut the door, and lock it. My face ringed in red. The headline: "Sex Offenders Stay Away from Children." My work called me later that afternoon. Anonymous tip. They dropped me from my job mid-meeting, told me we're doing an internal review. My son came home crying that apple-jacked kid Walker Davis told everyone in class I play with kids and spat the word "pedo" at him in the cafeteria. I felt electric rage and fear. It was all a lie. Ava had offered to buy my property 6 months ago. Good price. I told her no. "I love this house, I'm not moving." She said she understood. She said she had good uses for it. Then the phone calls started. Someone claiming to be from code enforcement, she said. "We heard about concerns." The code inspector never showed. The neighbor group never notified me. Then bursts of teenagers, local kids, dressed sloppy, hurling eggs, tagging the fence, sneering. I wrote it off, hoped it would stop. It didn't. Then the spray paint. Then the fake flyer. Then the tips. I was losing my job. My son was hurting, my credit slipping. My nights were spent checking windows. I knew I had to fight back. But how? In the darkness, I waited. If you're listening, hit like and subscribe, share your story in the comments. Have you experienced something like this? Let me know where you live. 3 months ago, I discovered the receipts. On my bank statement, I noticed a small charge, $50 to Sports for Teens. I was curious. I poked, logged into the vendor. There were more. $75, $30, all labeled odd things: Late Night Crew, Spray Arts Inc., Teen Job Board. I screenshot them, downloaded PDFs. I tracked the payments. One led to a money transfer via Venmo from Ava's husband's account to a teen's account, labeled "Thank You Garage Project." Another tagged "Flyer Run." Ava's house is only 2 doors down from mine. No way she didn't know. I'm sitting in my living room now, watching Tyler sleep. I can't sleep yet. My mind is racing. I've built a folder: screenshots, bank entries, flyer photos, tear-stained notes from school. The next morning, I head to the public library to pull camera footage near the street, set up alerts for the teenagers' social media posts referencing garage mission. I wait for the connection to break. I'm not just going to sit here. At the same time, I'm watching Ava walk her dog in the neighborhood, chatting with other neighbors, acting like she's concerned about that awful situation, and her heart goes out to me. She drops by with a pie, store-bought, nice gesture, pats my shoulder. I pretend I don't see the smug flicker in her eyes. The twist: I found her parking ticket from June, paid with a note. Garage Project Fund, that sealed it. She's funding trouble to devalue my house so she can buy it cheap. She thinks she's safe. She isn't. Now I'm planning the next move. I hire a private investigator to connect that Venmo ID and the teen accounts. I compile neighborhood complaints about graffiti vandalism that always pick up after she walks by my house. I map patterns, every spray paint incident within days of her morning jog. And I also start gathering neighbors I'd helped, times I fixed their gutter, shoveled their driveways, hand-painted their mailboxes. I'm going to show this is personal. So here I am, on edge. Tyler asks if we're moving. I say no. We're staying, because I'm not letting her take it, not without a fight. And we're going to win. I decide to take a risk. I call the Delaware County Recorder's Office and ask for public documents on Ava Marston's property investments. The clerk sends me a batch. It's worse than I thought. She's done this before, not here, but back in Peru, Indiana, about 45 miles north. Same pattern. There was a house across from hers, run down but structurally fine, owned by an elderly couple. Ava volunteered to help with city inspections. Code complaints started showing up. Then rumors. Then the property value tanked, and she bought it through an LLC for $34,000. Renovated, flipped it, and sold for $143,000 8 months later. I dig deeper. I find another case in Elwood. Different name on the deed but the same LLC. Shellspring Holdings. That's Ava. She's a predator. I gather everything. Code complaints, court records, Venmo logs, screenshots of the fake flyers, the spray paint. But I still need something harder. Something that proves intent, so I bait her. I post on the local Facebook community group. Thinking of selling. Anyone know a fair cash buyer? I watch. 3 hours later, a burner account responds. We buy ugly houses, all cash, fair deal. I trace the IP. A VPN masks it, but the image metadata? Sloppy. It was uploaded from Ava's kitchen. Same countertop I saw when she once invited me in. I comment back. Thanks, I'll consider. Price just went up since the vandalism stopped. I want her to feel the wall closing in. Then something weird happens. One of the kids who spray painted my garage, Jason Latner, 17, local dropout, messages me. Can we talk? I meet him behind the Safeway off McGalliard Road. He's nervous, twitchy. I bring him a sandwich, say nothing at first. Then he tells me everything. She paid us, said you touched some kid, said she had proof. She showed us a folder, said you were gonna get arrested anyway, so why not speed it up? She said you deserved it. He looks down. I believed her, I was stupid. Do you still have the messages? I ask. He nods. She paid me through her husband's account, but she used her own phone to message. I still got 'em. He forwards the screenshots. It's all there, Ava telling him what to paint, what to say. Even offers of extra cash if they make it dramatic. She calls me a creep, says I won't be able to sue if everyone believes it already. She even sent him a photo of my house at night, the one from my backyard. She was watching us. Now I'm furious, but not sloppy. I meet with my pie again, show him the new data. He suggests we go public, but I say no, not yet. I want this airtight. So I reach out to a local news anchor, Callie Burns from WTHR Channel 13 in Indianapolis. I send her everything. She calls me the next day. If half of this is true, we're talking about a major fraud story. I say, it's all true. She replies, I'll send a team. We'll run it after we verify the facts. A week passes. The investigation gets deeper. I keep playing dumb. Ava knocks on my door, pretending to check on me. I smile this time. Thinking of selling, I say, her eyes light up. That's probably smart. Property values aren't what they used to be. I nod. I know. You've done a lot of work around here. She tilts her head. I try. Inside, Tyler is building Lego. He looks up at her, doesn't say a word. She smiles at him too, then leaves. That night, Jason messages me again. Her husband's threatening me now, says I better keep my mouth shut. I screenshot that too. I report it to my pie, who tells me we're almost ready. Just one more move. The reporter wants to confront her, but I ask them to wait. I'll get her to make an offer on camera. Let's catch her being herself. So I wire up my living room. Hidden cam in the mantelpiece, audio in a candle. I text Ava from a burner. Let's talk numbers, no agents. She bites. That evening, she walks in with a folder. Offers me $45,000 under market. Claims she's doing me a favor. You've had a rough time, she says, tone fake sympathetic. People talk. It's hard to sell when your name's all over the news. I play along. You really think someone did all that on purpose? I ask. She shrugs. Who knows? People gossip, but things happen. Either you sell now or it could get worse. Vandalism, rumors, it's a shame. I lean back. Yeah. Real shame. She smiles again, smug, confident, arrogant, and it's all on camera. The next morning, I hand the footage to Callie Burns. She watches it twice, silent. Then she leans back and says, she's toast. The story goes live 2 days later. Local woman accused of orchestrating property scam using fake allegations, teen vandalism. It airs at 6 p.m. Full segment. They blur Tyler's face and use only initials for mine, but Ava's name, front and center. Callie lays it all out. The Venmo payments, Jason's confession, the forged flyers, the audio of Ava threatening more vandalism if I don't sell. Even a brief shot of the garage project texts. They bring on a property attorney who explains this as clear-cut malicious defamation and a targeted effort to devalue and force a sale. I watch the segment in silence. Across the street, Ava's porch light flicks off. By morning, the fallout starts. First, her job calls it a private matter under review. She works as a neighborhood improvement consultant for a regional real estate firm. I send them the full Dropbox folder of evidence. The CEO replies, Thank you for this. This conduct is not in line with our values. Within 48 hours, she's removed from their website. Mutual separation, they call it. Then her husband's Venmo gets flagged by the platform. Payment suspension. That matters because Jason and two other teens are now talking. One of them, a 16-year-old named Caleb, admits Ava paid him in cash but also gave him weed and vape stuff to keep quiet. His mom goes nuclear, files a police report. Suddenly, Ava's not just facing civil claims. Now it's contributing to the delinquency of minors. The sheriff's office opens a file. I get a call from a civil rights lawyer out of Indianapolis, Mara Cho. I'd like to represent you. This is a slam-dunk libel and defamation suit. She lays it out. We can sue Ava personally, her LLC, and possibly her husband for co-conspiracy. Meanwhile, neighbors start pulling away from Ava. You can feel it, the group text that used to include her. She's gone. The PTA meetings, empty chair. One neighbor, Miss Dorsey, stops by my house, brings banana bread. We're sorry, we should have known something was off. I never believed that flyer, but I didn't say anything either. That was wrong. I thank her. Tyler hugs her. She tears up. But Ava, she's not done. 4 days after the segment airs, I wake up to find her car parked across my driveway. Just sitting there, engine off, I step outside. She rolls down her window. You think you've won? She says, her eyes are red. You think this is over? No, I say, this is just the start. She laughs. This town's small, people forget. You'll still be the guy with the sign on his garage. Maybe, I say, but you'll be the woman who put it there. She drives off, tires squealing. That same afternoon, Ava posts a long, rambling Facebook rant, claims she's being framed, says neighbors turned against her, and that she's always fought for safer streets. The comments roast her. People post screenshots of the news story, the texts, the receipts. Someone finds her Yelp review history. Turns out she left bad reviews for a different family in Peru, Indiana, right before they sold their house. Then comes the civil suit. My attorney files the case: defamation, harassment, property interference, emotional distress. We list every expense: lost wages, therapy for Tyler, property damage, and long-term impact. The total: $386,000 in damages. Her lawyer tries to settle, offers $40,000. We say no. A judge grants a restraining order. She can't come within 100 feet of me or Tyler. Then the real kicker, Shell Spring Holdings, gets audited. The IRS steps in. Turns out Ava never paid taxes on most of her private home flip profits. The Elwood house, sold under a different name. Peru home, filed under consulting income with no receipts. Suddenly, the FBI Financial Crimes Division knocks on her door. She goes quiet. Now I've got neighbors siding with me, news crews still calling. Tyler is back in school, no more whispers, no more bullies. He joined the art club. Drew a picture of our house. No graffiti this time. And me, I'm waiting, because Ava's got more to lose, and I've only just begun. I don't know how Ava got the judge to hear her emergency motion, but suddenly I'm being served. She's trying to countersue me. Her claim: defamation, emotional distress, and unlawful surveillance. She says I trapped her into a conversation and violated her privacy when I recorded her in my house. Her lawyer argues it was entrapment, and that she was lured under false pretenses. It's a long shot, and everyone knows it, but it's enough to delay my civil suit. But Ava doesn't care about winning. She just wants to bleed me dry. Mara, my attorney, reassures me. We're fine. Indiana's a one-party consent state. You were legally allowed to record inside your home. It won't hold up. Still, it means more court dates, more stress, more delays. Ava's playing for time. But she doesn't know I've got something even bigger now. Remember the burner Facebook account that offered to buy my house? The one traced back to her countertop? My pie didn't stop there. He pulled metadata from every image that account ever posted. One of them, a We Buy Houses flyer, was edited using a rare photo editing tool only used by one IP address in Muncie. Guess whose Wi-Fi that was? Yup, Ava's. We submit that to the court. The judge doesn't rule right away, but he does issue a warning. If I find this countersuit to be an act of retaliation, I will sanction the defendant. Then something wild happens. A woman from Peru, Indiana, where Ava pulled her last scam, reaches out to Callie Burns. Her name's Joyce Melling, early 70s. She says she and her late husband were the ones targeted by Ava 5 years ago. She thought it was just bad luck back then. Their home was hit with random code violations, neighbors stopped talking to them, their dog even disappeared. I never connected the dots until I saw your story, Joyce says to me. She did the same thing, made us feel like criminals in our own home. We meet at a diner halfway between our towns. Joyce brings a manila envelope. Inside, handwritten notes from her late husband, copies of the violations, odd letters with no return addresses, even an old voicemail Ava left, pretending to be from a concerned neighbor group. It's the same pattern. Now we have a witness from a prior incident, willing to testify. She can't sue, too much time has passed, but she can corroborate the scheme. We file an update to our case. Now we're alleging a pattern of behavior, not just a one-time vendetta. The local news eats it up. Second victim emerges in Muncie property scandal. The story trends again. Ava's name is officially poisoned. And then, the audit results come in. Ava underreported over $210,000 in income over 3 years. Shell Spring Holdings is now being investigated for tax fraud. The IRS slaps her with a $94,000 penalty and freezes one of her accounts. I see her the next day, standing in her driveway, just staring at her phone. She looks smaller now. Not the smug neighbor who waved at me when my garage was spray-painted. Just someone cornered. And then the twist I didn't see coming. Her husband files for divorce. He names irreconcilable differences, but the real story leaks. He's trying to save his own hide. Says he was misled and had no idea Ava was manipulating teens, paying them in cash and weed, and defrauding neighbors. It's a desperate move. He's trying to avoid legal fallout, but it's too late. 2 more teens come forward, one from 2 neighborhoods over. He says Ava offered to make him rich if he helped pressure another homeowner into moving out. Says he turned her down but remembered her name when he saw the news. We've got 5 witnesses now, 2 neighborhoods, 3 cities. At this point, Ava goes quiet. No more threats. No more Facebook rants. She's seen the walls closing in. The judge tosses her countersuit, sanctions her attorney. Her house gets listed, she needs cash. It sits for weeks, no offers. No one wants to live across from the guy she tried to destroy. Funny how that works. Meanwhile, the restraining order is extended for another year. Tyler's therapist says he's recovering well. The school issued an official apology. Even the parents of the bully, Walker Davis, made their son write a formal letter. It's clumsy and full of misspellings, but I hang it on the fridge anyway. And then my lawyer calls. "We're ready, trial date's locked, get ready to finish this." The courtroom is packed. Reporters line the benches, flipping through notepads. Callie Burns from WTHR is here again, whispering updates into her phone. Tyler sits quietly next to Mara and me, sketching in a notebook. I glance across the aisle and see Ava, pale, tired, wearing a dark suit that doesn't quite fit. Her lawyer looks grim, she's not smiling anymore. The judge enters. Everyone rises. And just like that, after a year of hell, it begins. Mara opens strong. She lays it all out. The graffiti, the forged flyers, the fake accounts, the burner Facebook messages, the teens she manipulated and paid, the video of her pressuring me to sell, and the testimony of Joyce Melling, who, at 74, takes the stand and speaks clearly, shaking only once when describing how her husband had a stroke during the stress of selling their home. Mara ends her opening with this. This was not random. It was not a misunderstanding. It was calculated, malicious, and repeated. Ava Marston didn't just try to buy property, she tried to destroy lives to get it cheaper. That's not business, that's abuse. Ava's lawyer tries to paint me as unstable, overly suspicious, even implies I'm paranoid and overreacted to neighborhood tensions. But it doesn't stick. The jury watches every video, sees the receipts, hears the kids who took her money, now older, remorseful, but honest. Jason takes the stand and looks Ava dead in the eye. "I believed you. You told me he was a danger. I didn't know it was a lie. I'm sorry for what I did. But you used us." The jury listens, stone-faced. Then Mara drops the final bombshell. Financial records from Shell Spring Holdings showing over $300,000 in unreported income and 3 properties tied to similar complaints, including one Ava sold under a fake trustee name. It proves she's done this before. Ava doesn't testify. Her lawyer advises against it. The trial lasts 5 days. The jury deliberates for less than 3 hours. Verdict: liable, damages awarded. $425,000 in total, $300,000 compensatory, $125,000 punitive. Ava doesn't even react at first. She just stares ahead. Her hands don't move. Her husband, now ex, isn't in the room. She's alone. I walk out of the courtroom and exhale for the first time in months. Later that week, news outlets run with it. Muncie woman loses defamation suit after vandalism scam exposed. My stories in local papers, even picked up briefly by a national outlet. Ava sells her house within the month, well below market. She leaves town. But my life, it moves forward. I get my job back. The company quietly admits they were wrong. Tyler starts middle school and joins the chess team. His confidence is coming back. We even repaint the garage together, bright blue, fresh start. And one afternoon, as we're working on the lawn, Tyler says something I won't forget. "Dad, I'm glad we didn't move. We won." "Yeah, kid, we did. But it wasn't just about winning. It was about surviving what someone tried to do to us and refusing to let them get away with it." Thanks for listening. If you've ever had a neighbor from hell or seen someone lie to get ahead, drop your story in the comments. Where are you from? And what would you have done if it happened to you? Like, share, and subscribe if you want more wild revenge stories like this one.